50 points. That's like a third of your total victory points right there. And the last round, and this is also equally as important, is the final scoring. You pull all dominance cubes off, so it looks just like that. Okay, and there's going to be tiles all over the place. And you go one tile at a time, and you score it individually. Every single one on the board.
How do you score it, though?
Based on, just like this. So if we extract this tile and look at it as is, we score it based on the number of cubes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. And that's also huge. Okay, very big. Because Rick, in the one game, they played the 6-player game, he was down here and everyone else was over there. And he had cubes all over the place. So at the end of the game, he scored a bunch of cubes and ran all the way up and almost won based on that. So there's multiple avenues of victory. And the first time you play, it's a typical year last game. Where you're like, okay, I'll play it and get it. And then you get it and you're like, ah. But the beauty of it is that you could... Last game I played, there's a card called Blight in that deck. Okay? First turn came out. It erases everything. All element tiles attached to a tile except for one element. Okay? So imagine you pick that card up and you're like, you know what, Eric's played this before. I'm going to get Eric. So you pick the forest text that I start with. Okay? You're like, you know what, I'll keep that around because I like that. But this tile, and this tile all come off the board. Well, uh-oh, the birds only survive where there's seeds. All the birds die. That happened in the last game to me.
That's pretty dumb.
But there's ways around it. Yeah, I screwed up on that. Let me tell you what. I still only lost the game by 2 points to somebody else. So you can, even if if you feel like you have no chance, you really do.
OJ was beaten down to, in the first game we played, 2 or 3 cubes, and he tied for the win. Jason got him on the tiebreaker. That was it.
Yeah. Because you can lay Tundra tiles for points. You can lay these tiles for points. You can sneak on the board. You can adapt to other places. There's a lot going on.
There is a whole lot going on here. And really, you can know the rules, but until you see how an entire turn plays out, it's probably not going to click. So the first thing that we will do now that we've talked about the end of the game trigger, and I just want to cover one more thing about the end of the game trigger, which is this card. It will show up in here, and until somebody chooses this card, the game will keep going. Once this card has been chosen, you follow out the end of the turn by finishing out all the different domination actions available. Then you go into final game, which you still do extinction, you still do survival, you don't do any reseed, but you go into the final scoring at that point, which is every single tile based on this chart. So we'll go over the cards as they come up. There's no point trying to go through the whole deck of 26 of them right off the bat. Okay, so available for the domination action. Symbiotic. Your animal and each animal having fewer elements gain 1 random element. So you would reach into the draw bag and you would just pull one out and pop it on there if you get that card. And each animal having fewer elements than you also gets one. So if I chose that, everybody would be happy. If you choose it, you're the only one who's going to get it because nobody has fewer than you do. Oddly enough, this is the 3rd game in a row that this card has been out in the first set.
Yeah.
Hibernation. What it allows you to do, this is the only time that this will ever happen, is to take up to 5 cubes that have been taken out of the game, choose a tile on the board, put them there, and they are safe from the extinction effects for the 1 turn.
But it's unlikely it's going to happen because it's on the first turn.
Right, well,
Yeah.
I've seen, spiders. Yeah, spiders.
Plus the card stays there. If nobody uses it, it stays there. So.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then we have disease. Each animal having more elements than yours loses 1 element of its choice. You may never lose your pre-printed. So, intelligence. Oh, and look at the picture on it.
There. Oh, no.
your animal and each animal above yours in the food chain gets 1 new action pawn. So, just a point of order, Mr. Insight.
Amazon. Want some?
Amazon.com.
You
It's about wholesale.
Buy a cardboard
Start
box
there.
with 24 of them.
Eric, since he's at the top, no, it's not Eric.
It's good.
Oh, he's playing with birds. Birds, spiders.
Yeah.
Hedy Lamar.
Hmm?
Hedy Lamar.
Spiders are next.
Okay, so
Yeah,
then
monkeys are for the birds.
Then the spiders.
And you.
Hedy Lamar.
No, then the birds. No.
I'm missing something here. I know I am.
Okay. So, who's the top of the food
Man,
chain
you're
right now?
good.
Wow, the birds are. That's crazy. Okay.
What happened?
Well, those are the 4 that are in the game.
And they're
Yep.
the lowest 4?
Yep. So the
So
birds are
birds are-
actually top of the food chain. That card right there. Your animal and each animal above yours in the food chain gains 1 new action pawn.
Yeah.
Being lower on the food chain is bad for that card. We don't
What?
want Eric to get that card because he would be the only person to get the bonus.
No, there's no but. Oh, him and above, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Number 1.
So,
Stealing Ron's food.
and then Predator. Eliminate 1 opposing species on each tile you occupy. So it allows you to remove a cube from every tile that you have somebody on. So that's what's available for the domination action. And since you are first in initiative order,
We start with a.
yep. Any place that you have more matches, and it's up to us to constantly police that. You need another white one.
Why does he get 2?
Because there are 2 animals missing
Oh.
from...
What are we, junior high, Ron? Why does he get 2?
No, it's
Oh.
domination.
And
Is that thing off now?
You want me to turn it off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please.